What up, man? It's your boy Ramon, and we are live here with the Spot Network for another one, man. For another one. We got my man in the building, DJ Zenas.
Yes, sir. The one and only.
We got my guy in the building, D Jizzle, D Grant, DG.
We here,
What's
man.
happening, baby?
We out
And we
here.
got myself, Ramon. What's good, y'all? And we are the Spot Network. And we are here for episode 99.
I got 99 problem with
Episode hit me. We're here for episode 99 of Manifest Mondays, which means we've been at this thing for 99 weeks straight. And we are here once again. We have not missed 1 week for 99 weeks. That's pretty crazy, brother. I don't know. A lot of people that hasn't done that couldn't stay consistent with anything for 99 weeks. You know what I mean? And even in my own life, there's not been a bunch of things that I've stayed consistent with and done every single week for 99 weeks. So we have done that officially with the Spot Network, which means we have episode 100 coming next week. So, but for today, we want to talk about something that it only makes sense for episode 99. Come on, man. I got 99 problems, but
well, being bomb ain't one.
being rich ain't one.
But being bomb ain't one.
Nah, man. We really wanted to just tap in today and really have an open and honest conversation about problems, right? Everybody has problems. Some, are extreme problems, some are small problems, and they're all relative to the person that has them, right? And I feel like everyone sometimes, and it's natural, right? We're our own human. It's only natural to prioritize our own problems over others most times, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we want to just have an open conversation about that, man. So let's just kick this thing off. What do you guys think? Is the consistent the actual problem for most people? Like what is something we are on the same level with an actual problem?
Everyone?
Yeah. Like is there any problem in the world that everyone in the world has? Do y'all think? We're kicking this thing off strong today.
Man, I would just say life problem, bro. Like, we all have some types of issue, whether you're rich, famous, whatever. There are some things just like a human being issue and discomfort and problems that we deal with individually. I think we all have that, no matter how much money you have. Then there are some things that just on a human level that we all share. It could be like, stress related problems. It could be like just something human beings overall we share. However, others are a little bit different. I mean, it just depends on stages you're going through. Like, let's say one person, their stage, they could be like financial problems. And the other person could be like relationship problems. And the other person could be some health problems. So it just depends. The crazy thing is sometimes all of that could be happening like all together simultaneously. So it's like, which makes it even harder, right? But I would say, I don't know, just problems just being as a human being. Just living this problem. And some days you don't feel good, right? Your knees, your body, I would say those are the problems that we all share. And also like psychological problems. Sometimes you feel stress, mental exhaustion, just all those things that we share as human beings.
Yeah.
Those are things that we all relate to.
Yeah. I was going to say it's been since the dawn of man, right? Is our problems typically revolve around survival.
That's the first thing I was thinking of too.
That's what we're all trying to do day by day is just survive, man. We're all, regardless, to DG's point, regardless of where you're at in life, we're all just trying to figure it out and survive just one day at a time, right? Everyone's just trying to make it to the next day. I think that's really the goal. Unless you're really trying to take yourself out. I think everyone's natural goal is to make it to the next day. Some days are easier than others. But at the end of the day, we're all just trying to survive, regardless if you've got it made or you're struggling, at the bottom of the barrel, whatever the case may be, and anything and everything in between. There's going to be some type of obstacle, some type of hurdle, some type of problem that you're going to have to address head on. And some are obviously going to be of greater magnitude than others. But regardless, man, we're all just surviving. And whether people want to acknowledge that or not, everyone's just trying to survive, man. Really just trying to make it to the next day.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that exact same thing, bro. Survival is the first thing that comes to mind, that we're all on the same playing field. We all have the certain basic needs, and problems are kind of sometimes just figuring out how to meet those. And when you meet those, you just move to the next level. And usually what people don't talk about is when you move to that next level, another set of problems is created. It's like we always talk about, if life for all of us is a game, when you get to that next game, it gets harder. There's more monsters coming out. There's more, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? The level is harder. The level is harder to sustain, you know what I mean? And you know, the boss gets bigger at the end of this level, you know what I mean? Like it gets bigger, right? So there's something that, you know, me and Z talk about often, right? And it's evident that everybody in the world has problems, right? What's not talked about enough is how some people are problem creators and some people are problem solvers. Right. So y'all, what's the difference?
Man, I feel like for me, when I think about problems creator, I think about it in a negative way, right? However, it's not always negative, right? Because like we were talking about earlier, there are some things that once you do, it's going to be like a ripple effects. Problems are going to be part of that. However, I think about, when a problem solver, I think about someone who is always something positive. Whenever there's an issue, that person's always trying to find ways to mitigate that problem, fix that problem. And that's the person. Whenever you have an issue, you think about, oh, who can I call? You know, I know whenever I'm in this type of situation, I know if I call him, we're gonna figure it out together. And there are some people, you know, oh my God, if I call this person, it's gonna be some bullshit. You know, it's gonna be like, I already have a lot on my plate, and this person gonna even make it worse. So problem solvers are the people who are out there and actually, to me, making the world a better place, solving problems, doing things that are actually gonna elevate the human race and bring people together. You know, like I think about like the doctors and, you know, researchers, and also like us here too. Some of the things that we're doing, you know, I think we're solving problems in our own lives, and also in people's lives, some of the knowledge we share. And also, you guys does music, bro. If you look at it, I would say like that's solving problem, because music helps to like bring people together, you know, create joy, you know. And I talk about like the problem creators, like the people like, you know, robbing banks and doing all. I mean, like I say, it's level to this shit, right? But so that's kind of what I think about. I think about problem solvers are the people actually making the world a better place, doing things that are going to elevate human race, bring people together, create closeness. And problems creators to me are the people who are just like making the world like a just not a good space, you know, to be around, creating problems, whether you're like taking advantage of someone else, doing things that are hurtful to people. That's my take on that when I think about it.
Yeah, I think problem creators are the majority of people. If I'm being genuinely honest, I think the majority of people are problem creators, because it's not that I think people are like intentionally trying to create problems. I just think people are very selfish, and then they project their problems like their problems are just like the center of the world, right? And naturally, we all do it, right? You know, like I think we all can get consumed by it, but problem, you said it, DG, is like problem creators lean or skew negatively. And I think the majority, it's innate for human beings that we skew negatively. I think problem solvers are people who skew positive, right? You know, like those people like have two completely different perspectives. They will look at the same problem and address it in two completely different ways. The problem creator will look at the problem and just let it consume them, and then all of a sudden it's just like that is just all encompassing, right? Like the problem is just the problem. It's just, I'm gonna snap on everybody. I'm gonna let it be known that like this is a problem, and so if it's my problem, it should be your problem too, you know, whatever the case may be. And a problem solver is like, okay, well, here's the problem, like where do we go from here, right? What's the next natural step? Not saying that like people shouldn't be in the space and have the ability to process their emotions and understand that like problems are just naturally a part of life. I totally understand that, but I think it's the basking in it, just like letting it marinate, right? You know, like just yeah, like I said, just really like letting it consume you rather than I think there's a difference between dwelling and then just processing and moving on, right? You know, like I think those are two completely different things. And problem creators, man, I just feel like I said, naturally as human beings, we skew negative, and I feel like a lot of people just naturally skew negative and create problems. But it's just like I can't stand anything more than like people who just complain, right? You know, we all have problems. I acknowledge that. And I'm not saying that anyone's problems should be undermined or like they should feel like shit watching this. That's not what the intention is, right? You know, I think it's always important to be mindful of the energy and whatnot that you bring to things and to situations, because like problems sometimes, you know, when they do become all encompassing, you know, that energy is infectious, man, you know, and so nobody wants to be around super negative people who just like all the time. It's just like you always, if I come to you, DG, and every time I come to you, I'm talking to you about 11 problems that are going on in my life, and it's just like, fam, like, damn, like, is ever anything good going on in your life? Are you all right, fam? Like, do you need some help? Like, what is happening? You know, right? And so we know people like that, right? You know, and so I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that. It's just when you're projecting that all the time, it can be very exhausting. I'm sure it's probably exhausting dealing with it, right? But when you're projecting that all the time, people don't want to be around that, you know? So naturally, I think of us as problem solvers. It's like, cool. Yeah, let's process this. Lead with empathy, right? Like, I get it. Like, you know, like I experienced problems myself. What can I do to help you? Like, what can we do to come together and really like figure this thing out, right? You know, I think that's the whole idea of being a problem solver, is just understanding that there's things in the world that are just so much bigger than just this one particular problem. Right. Not saying that this one problem isn't important, but the likelihood of there being so many more things that are slightly more important than just this one particular problem is very likely, you know, right? And so like, okay, cool. Not saying that you shouldn't be able to address this. Let's address it, but let's move on. Let's not dwell. And yeah, I just think naturally most people are problem creators and not problem solvers.
I have to disagree with just that first statement of like most people are problem creators and not problem solvers, because I think everybody's a problem solver, right, and a problem creator at certain moments. I think everybody has to solve problems of their own. Like, right, like if you got to wake up and your problem is you're hungry, I got to eat. Everybody that morning had a similar problem with that, or they got to, you know what I mean? You've got to find shelter or whatever. Like, though, everyone is a problem solver to that degree, but I do agree on the point of like a lot of people become a problem creator. I think is when they put their own problems on other people versus looking to solve the greater good problem of everybody. What works best for everybody versus I need everybody's help to help my problems. Yeah, and that's it. I'm solving mine, but I need y'all to help me to solve mine too. And I'm not going to help you guys solve anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, I fully agree with like the sentiment of like, no one wants to be around that energy at all. Like, we are, like you said, like everyone, you know, somebody that every time they call you is some, you know, when you see the call come in, you like, bro, what? I don't even
you gotta brace yourself.
I ain't even, man. And it's like you want to be there as a good person, right? It's maybe somebody that you know, but it's like, man, I think they fail to realize that everyone does have problems too. And sometimes they put their problems on someone that might even have stronger problems than them. You know what I mean? And I think one of the biggest things is that it's hard sometimes to put other people's problems above yourself, right? And this is actually I want to take the conversation somewhere with y'all too, man, because this is an interesting thing, right? Because there is a lot of I'd say like race problems sometimes, right?
Right.
Let's speak on that, right? Let's go there real quick, because it's going to be easier always for us to see race problems for Black people than another race, right? Because that's not technically their problem that they have to go through.
Absolutely.
Right. So sometimes they, you know, in conversation, you can tell that they don't care about those problems the same way we do, because we have to live through them.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. But then if you take that a step further, there might be problems happening in African countries that, you know, maybe Black Americans don't look to, that's stronger than ours. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it just is harder sometimes to put people's problems above yours. Right. So what's y'all's take on that?
First of all, I just want to go back to what you said earlier. I kind of like that perspective, how you articulated that when you talk about we are all problem solver. And when I was thinking about it first, it never came to my mind. But as a human being, from a survival standpoint, you have to solve
Mhm.
problems daily. I kind of like that. I
Yeah.
think it's important. And also too, like going back to what Z said earlier too, most people are problem solvers. But do you think there are people? Most people
Congrats.
problems creator, right? But don't you think there's a middle ground in like people who don't, they're just like neutral in the sense that they really don't create a lot of problem and they really don't solve a lot of problem. When I was thinking about you guys are going through
What do you call them, Z? Floaties?
yeah, I would say
Floaties,
like
man.
problem neutral to me, right? Like they really don't solve
Problem
a lot
neutral.
of problem. And really they don't create a lot. They're just like
Yeah.
in between, you know. I mean, so I don't know. I feel like there are some people like that too, if you think about it.
For
And
sure.
just going and then now going back to that question, Ramon, I think that's a great question, bro. But when it comes to race or all those things, I think whenever you are so focused on what you're going through, you just see things only from your perspective, right? You don't know what that other person is going through because you're like, oh, I'm, for example, being Black, we see things from our perspective.
Mhm.
So every problems and things that we encounter is from a Black person perspective. We're seeing things in America, police brutality, whatever those things are. Those are the things that we care about. It's our needs. So, like you said, we're not looking at people or like other race or like other African countries, what other problems that they're going through. So I think human beings overall, man, like you just usually, it's just survival of the fittest kind of thing. You always prioritize your needs and your problems over everything else.
Naturally,
You know,
yeah.
even like that's why when you're in the airplane, you like make sure you put your mask on.
Yeah. Facts.
If you help someone else, because if I can't help myself,
You can't help
I'm
anybody
not
else.
going to be able to help you.
Mhm.
But I think sometimes just because you don't understand what that other person is going through, is that's when you need empathy sometimes. Because with empathy, sometimes you might not feel that problem. Like I don't know, I don't have to be a woman to know what pain and issue women go through during childbirth, right? But having empathy and being around women and talking to them, I can understand like, man, that's a lot. Even though I don't feel whatever you're going through, but I know from a biological standpoint, it's way harder for you in that regards than me. You know, so
Right.
it's the same thing. You know, you could be a white person, you might not understand why Black people go through, but just knowing that the history, just America overall, what Black people have endured over the past 100+ years, you should know that the playing field is not quite equal. Even
That's
though
a
you might
fact.
not understand everything that they are going through, and sometimes, like as a Black person, we make mistakes, or we don't take accountability for things that we can change. But sometimes I feel like with empathy, you kind of like understand what that person is going through, even though you never experience what they're going through. I would say from the issue, like we lack empathy sometimes. That's why it's harder for us to like. It's easier for us to like just put down other people's issue, and I learning about it to see what they're actually going through and downplay it.
Yeah.
Great
I
point.
couldn't agree more. I think
Great point.
Things.
I think that's exactly how you prioritize other people's problems over yours is empathy and
Right.
just understanding that yes, am I going through certain things? What's crazy is I feel like I've always known that since I was a child, right? You know, like since I was a kid, I feel like I always knew that like I had problems, but I knew that I was ultimately blessed, and I like, you know, I knew that I probably had access to a lot more than majority of the people in this world, right? You know, like, I mean, we grew up in America. Not
Right.
saying that we don't have problems, because we very well do, and our
Mhm.
problems are very real. But in comparison to like a lot of other people, especially in like very poverty-stricken, you know, countries and whatnot, where people literally have nothing. Yeah, like me complaining about my Nintendo, you know, breaking and whatnot. Is that a problem? Absolutely. But like,
Right.
are there probably much more significant problems for people out there in the world? Absolutely. You know, right. And so
Right.
I've just always recognized that as since I was a kid. And I think that's a big reason why I always led with empathy, because I don't know, man, for whatever reason, I feel like God made his presence like felt in my life pretty early on, because I felt like whenever I would try and do bad or like do something like, or like find myself in situations where I was like dwelling or whatnot, he would show me certain things, or like there would just be things in my life where it was just like the problems would become like 10 times worse for me. Like if I made some fun of somebody else, it was that instant what is it, the
Karma.
instant karma, man.
If
Like,
you tell somebody they got a big pimple
man,
tomorrow,
like, I don't know what it was, but God was always just like, all right, I'm gonna show you something. Like instant karma was just always so present in my life since I was a kid, and I was just like, damn, like I just can't get away with nothing. Like I was, you know, but I say all that to say, you know, when you recognize those types of things and just understanding that, like, okay, I need to have empathy. I need to approach things and approach people with kindness, and those types of things. You just recognize that, man, like it could all be so much worse. Is really what it boils down to. It could all be so much worse. And like I said, I'm not trying to invalidate any one particular person's problems or anything like that. But I think just being able to put your problems aside and just taking a step back and just recognizing that, like, this problem is a problem, but it's not going to consume me. This problem does not define me, is really what it is. And I think having that mentality, it allows you to walk with a lot more confidence and just acknowledgement and respect. Because like DG said earlier too, is, you know, the thing, especially about like any type of relations, race relations, whatever the case may be, you know, social relations, those types of things. It's about acknowledging people's differences, other people's problems, and respecting them, right? You know, whereas I feel like a lot of people lack that respect piece because it doesn't usually come from a place of empathy, right? When you lead with empathy, those next natural steps, such as acknowledgement and respect, typically come into place, right? You know, when we go to other cultures, I've seen it firsthand, you know, right? When we travel to other countries, I always go out of my way to be as respectful as I can of this particular culture, right? You know, like I don't want to like do anything that offends these people or whatnot, because I'm a visitor, right? You know, like you are welcoming me into your space, you know, and whatnot. And I think just that acknowledgement and just understanding that like your place in the world and our place is so significant but insignificant at the same time is weird, right? You know, like you have such a crazy presence, but at the same time, like you're just a grain of rice in this vast amount of just everything, right? Of abyss. And so I think when you come from that perspective, it allows you to lead with that acknowledgement and that respect. And like I said, I mean, just more than anything, empathy and just understanding, man, at the end of the day, man, it could all be so much worse. Truly.
Thanks.
Bro, y'all knocked that out the park, man. I was trying to think about while y'all was talking. I really didn't have any much more I could add to that. But I think that's why traveling is so important in that sense, right? Like seeing how some of these other you know cultures live, or people live in certain areas, and what they have and don't have, and what's actually a luxury that you didn't think was. And, you know, a lot of places don't have, you know, the same things, you know what I mean? And I think that's why it is important to see that sometimes. And if you don't ever see a problem with somebody else, you're always going to think your problem's worse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I just ordered this, you know what I mean? This queso dip, man. They gave me all these chips and a little piece of cheese, man. Yeah, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna eat all the chips and not have no more cheese. If you ain't seen somebody that ain't ate for a month, you know what I mean? Like that, you're tripping on those cheese and chips. You know what I'm saying? But I think you have to put yourself in that area, and it is hard because we all are trying to make our own way. Mm-hmm. But it is important to really, like I said, just step outside yourself sometimes and realize, like, you know, the playing field isn't always equal. Yeah, acknowledging that. And having that humility to be like, you know what I mean? Like just that moral code of being like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's important.
Yeah, it's important to see that, you know? So,
You know, also one thing too, though, I think I was watching the video the other day, and this person was talking about, oh, there's no such thing as a white privilege, And I was like, how can you even say that as a Black person? I believe that it's a Black privilege, you know, like they're privileged for every grade. So how can you tell me there's not white privilege? You know, like how can you be so oblivious to like your surrounding? You don't think you are there's privilege for being white, there's privilege for being a male, This is privilege for being a woman. Like it's just so common. I was dumbfounded, bro. Like the fact that you don't even realize that is privilege. You know, I feel like there are some times, you know, some people play the victim mindset all the time, right? Oh, because I'm a black, I can't do that, which I don't agree. But I think you should understand whatever your positions are, there's also privilege for that. I can guarantee right now, three of us right now go and like pick up court basketball, and the three white kids, like, man, they're gonna pick us every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time. So that I might not be good at basketball.
Yeah.
But it's privilege just by me being African American, black. I'm gonna get picked. The privilege, like certain areas, and people might treat me different because I'm black.
Yeah.
You know, like, so how can you not agree to that? Because you're white in America, like they are privileged for you being white. I was like, it's just so crazy that some people, like, we were talking about like empathy and humility, right? So just real, it's nothing wrong. Like you can change. You didn't, bro. We were born like this way. You can't change that. It's not your fault for being white, black. So don't be mad or be hurt or upset about anything, but just acknowledge when things are the way that they are. Yeah. And sometimes, like, it's privileged for being born in a rich family. Like, our kids are going to be privileged than us when growing up.
Yeah.
Other kids.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just like people not being able to acknowledge that, bro. I'm like, damn.
And I think that's all people want sometimes is the acknowledgement, right?
Right.
It's like, you know, when we as black people feel away, it's not like we're walking past every white person in America like, you should give me $100,000. Like, you know what I mean? But it's just the acknowledgement sometimes and the understanding of your privilege and not trying to just step on it and undermine it. When you act like it doesn't exist, that's when you like undermining it, and that's what you could kind of fuel it, bro. I'm gonna tell the shortest story of all time. I remember Z used to work with me there, and we used to work at this place called McKesson, right? And it was, you know, it was a majority Latin people that worked there, but there was, you know, a couple white guys that worked there, and you know, all the managers was white, right? But there was a white guy that worked there. I worked there, and it was mostly Latin people, and it was like a medical warehouse, right? And I remember talking to a white dude one time. He was just like, you know, people talk about white privilege all the time, but it's like, I'm working the same job as him. We're getting paid the same amount. I'm like, okay, this is why I was like, I was sat there and I was like, he really don't get. Some of them are really just colorblind to the thing. And I'm like, okay, well, what about all the managers? So all the managers are white. All their managers are white, right? I said the best way to understand it is if you was walking down. This is what I told him too. If you was walking down the alley at night, right? What are you worried about? He was like, probably getting robbed. I was like, that's exactly right. That's probably what you know, maybe that, right? But if you was a woman walking down the alley, you be worried about a lot more things. You can't see it because you're not a woman. You can't see the thing. So sometimes you got to just kind of take yourself out of your own body sometimes and be like, if I'm not in this, if I'm in their shoes, what does that look like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and even furthermore, I would have taken that story like, you're worried about getting robbed. What does the robber look like?
Right.
You know, right?
For sure.
Because, you know, I think everybody has those biases and whatnot. And to the point of that, it's just acknowledging that we have biases. And it's okay, right? You know, like it's innate for human beings to have biases. It's totally fine, right? But it's the people who just choose to live in oblivion or just like living in ignorance. It's just like, fam, like, I'm not saying that you may not experience this, but to just like act like no one in the world experiences it is crazy. Like, I'm like, fam, like what there's 8 billion people on this planet. And you mean to tell me no one out here is experiencing these issues that you're saying that are non-existent? That's absolutely crazy. And like I said, I mean, to that point is a lot of people are very selfish and a lot of people skew negative for that reason. And a lot of people don't think outside the scope of their own, right? They all have tunnel vision and they have the inability to take those blinders off, right? Like, you know, and that's the crazy thing. And to the point of what, you know, we were talking about earlier, Ramon, you know, the crazy thing is we're probably changing a lot of perspectives. When we go out and travel, when people meet us, they're like, oh man, like y'all are definitely not what we thought y'all would be, right? You know, because people already think Americans are that, right? Like a lot, and granted, a lot of people are. Like a lot of Americans are very selfish. A lot of them are very entitled, you know, whatever the case may be. I've seen it firsthand when we've gone to places and people are just like, man, y'all are different. Y'all are dope, you know, right? Like man, like I've never met Americans like y'all. And I'm like, well, we're different, you know, right? Like we are, but like I think to that point is just being able to open those blinders, man, and just understanding that there's so many more things, perspectives outside of your own, and to just take a moment to take a step back and take those blinders off and just opening it up and just understanding the vastness of this world and the people that are in it.
Right.
And granted, there are going to be those people who choose to just live in oblivion and ignorance, and that's okay. Like, I mean, that's their decision, right? You know, like if you just choose that, there's nothing we can do about it, right? I'm not going to sit here and try and change you in any particular way, but I know that in every scenario that I go into, every person that I meet, I'm always going to lead with empathy. I'm always going to lead with acknowledgement, with respect, because at the end of the day, we know that we're only one particular person, one particular perspective in the grand scheme of things, right? You know, like when you think about, and that's the piece that I feel like a lot of people miss. A lot of people miss that grand scheme of thing perspective, right? People think so small sometimes that it's just like they can't imagine it, right? You know, we talk about it all the time. Think of people who have never left their state, never left their city. Let's say you've never left. Let's say we never left the city of Denver, right? We would be completely different people, right? Our perspectives would be a lot different. We could be educated, right? You know, we could be reading up on things, but if we never had the opportunity to go out and experience it and whatnot, and that's the biggest reason why, you know, if you're watching this now, I tell people this all the time. I encourage people to really go out and travel because you can, you know, right? With a blue passport, with the U.S. passport, you can go damn near anywhere you want in life and be okay, right? You know, and so I think when you travel and see the world, you understand that all these problems that we speak of are probably not very like significant. They're very minuscule in the grand scheme of things, right? You know, like when you really go out and see some shit, and you know, we think of hoods, you know, right? Like, you know, we grew up in Denver, Colorado, and we think of hoods, you know, there. When you go to places like, you know, like the Brazils, like the Africas and stuff like, and you see some of these like hoods, and you're just like, damn, like, okay, this is a little bit different, right? You know, like the slums are a lot different, right? You know, but yeah, man, I think, yeah, I'm gonna just stop there because
also one thing you just said talking about passport, and I just thought of it, right? It's like, you know, just going back to privileges. You know, it's like a white person saying like, "Oh, there's no such thing as white privilege." I'll be a fool to say, like, when you compare the U.S., I'm a Liberian citizen as well. I'm gonna be a fool to say it's not privileged by being American, because even with the passport alone, I can go to so many countries than my Liberian passport. And people actually treat me different when I hand them the U.S. passport than my African passport. So how can you tell me that based on my passport, people are treating me different just on a passport?
Yeah.
Then how can you tell me there's no such thing as white privilege? You know, like as a white person, just by being American, there's a privilege by being American. Can we all agree to that? Then how can you go back further and say it's not privilege of being white in America compared to like African American and other race? You know, like, damn, that's like, how can you not see that, bro? Because like with my U.S. passport, I don't need visa to go to London. I don't need visa to go to France. With my Liberian passport, I need visa. I need everything to go to Europe. So how can you not see these two things? One's a lot easier than the other. It makes it a lot harder for me to get visa or to travel overseas with an African passport. With a U.S. passport, just buy my ticket and go out there, easy.
Yeah.
But how can you not see the privilege, bro? It's sometimes like so hard, bro. When I see people arguing, no one's saying that, oh, just because you're privileged, everything comes easy. No.
Yeah.
We're not saying that. You have money, you still need to pay for the plane ticket, you still need to get the hotel, but the process is a lot easier.
That's all we're saying. That's
exactly it. That's exactly it.
You know?
You get that on them, boy. You knocked that out the park, DG. We're just saying that we're not. I honestly think that's what they make it seem like. Like they, like, you know, life is just simply easy because they have white privilege, and that's not always the case, right? Like you might have grown up in a trailer park and still have white privilege. You know what I'm saying? But you just don't see it. You don't see the privilege like you think you do, but it's still there. That don't make your life easy. That don't make your life easy, but it does. There are still some accesses that you have that other people wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that your neighbor that isn't white might not have. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a fact, bro. You know, so yeah, so you was cooking on that, man. But I kind of want to switch it a little bit, man, because there's a quote about problems that I seen Obama talking about. Y'all might have seen the clip before too. And he was just like, if you ever want to be somebody who moves up anywhere in life, become a person that just solves problems.
Facts.
Anywhere that you're at in life, bro. If you become the person that just is like, there's a problem, I got it. No matter where you at, you're gonna move up. And the truth is everybody talks about, you know, want to find financial freedoms and want to build wealth and things like that. The truth is the more people you help, sometimes naturally, the more you're going to have.
Absolutely.
The more people you can help, the more. And people act like sometimes I'm just out to get my own and solve my own problems. Cool, that's cool, right? But if you solve, and I can almost guarantee you, if you solve a problem for 1 million people, you'll be a millionaire at least.
Yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely.
At least. You know what I mean? So I want people to kind of switch the mindset to be like, if you can not only move out of being a problem creator, but being like seeking to solve problems for whether that's your community, whether it's your household, whether that's anywhere you're at your job. I guarantee you, if there's some problems at your job and you just pull off to the side and be like, yo, I got that. That's not my job. That's I get it sometimes. But if you are trying to move up, be a person that solves problems, man. I just want to throw that in there.
And I'm gonna talk about corporate, and I just want to shout out a couple of people. Shout out to Troy. You remember Troy, Ramon?
Yeah, shout out to Troy, man.
We talk about when you were saying that, I thought about CNA Insurance, right? Troy, to me, he was a problem solver in that department. Whenever we have issue, like he was the person figuring out everything else.
For all of us too, sometimes.
I'm not gonna even say. I'm proud to say that he was solving more problems than I was. For sure. And we saw that he got promotion, right? Because that's something really what I didn't really care to solve any problem over there. I just was like, I didn't like it. So you can see kind of what Ramon is saying. You can see people who are problem solver, man. They always like get promotion. They always do big things because they're the one who will like make a move and figuring stuff out. If you look at someone live, bro, I think that's a good indicator to see where they are. You can tell if that person is solving problem or not, bro. If you like things are just always hard on you, you're not solving problems. Even your friends group, because if you're solving problems, if you're doing things, your friends group will be even better. Because they're gonna find a way. Okay, he's just always helping me out. He's always doing things for me. Let's all grow together. But I think most people who are struggling at the bottom, most of the time, they're not solving problems.
That's a fact.
Whatever they're going through, they're just so fixated on that issue, and they're not thinking about other ways to like grow and improve and make other people's life better. And even in a relationship too, bro. I think relationship grow and last when your main focus is how can I make this better? How can I, her needs, her problem? I think that's kind of like problem solving in a certain type of way. It might not just be physical problem, but just knowing how can I be better for this person in order for this relationship to grow. And if you do that, that will grow. And for us, our friends group, bro, we are all in each other's life, and then we solve each other's problem. There are some things I called you, and then, oh, DG, this is how you do it. Like, at the end of the day, and you see by doing that, it was easier for us to like gravitate towards each other and build our bond over time instead of like us not, helping each other out. I think like in order to get to the top, you can't get to the top without solving problems. Like you cannot. You
cannot.
Like there's no way.
You just can't. And even when I think about that, like what you're saying just right now is almost every manager gets paid more than the person doing the job.
Right.
Why? Sometimes the manager can't even do the job. And, and that makes the person that does the job mad sometimes. But what the manager usually does is what? Solve problems, bro. When the problem happens, it's not you got to talk to the manager.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? The manager is the one that solves the shit. You know what I'm saying? And they're usually always going to make more. Like that's just how it works. It's just how it works, bro.
Yeah, and my thing is you got to be okay with that, right? Because for me, like at Delta right now, right? Because I know my manager, for example, Ryan, he's a problem solver that I am. I'm not gonna be mad about when he's getting the promotion when I'm not, because I know he's going above and beyond at Delta than I am. So I'm okay with that. And I feel like some people are not okay when they realize that other people are performing, they feel some type of way, knowing that this person is going above and beyond, and you're not doing all that. So I think you got to be okay when you realize that people are doing more than you. Sometimes, it's we get in our feelings, it's all about ego, but it's okay to get other person flowers. Man, you're dope. You killed it, bro. Like, congrats on that promotion. Like, I wish that was me, but like, I'm not doing what I need to do to get there. But you inspire me. Maybe now I can work harder to get to your level. I'm not gonna feel envy. I'm not gonna be jealous because you're getting there when I know you're going above and beyond, doing whatever it takes. Yeah, I might not care about corporate that much. Maybe I might not want to grow up in the company, but you are doing whatever it takes to grow. And I'm seeing that. So for me, it's like being able to acknowledge that without being a hater. I see sometimes you start to elevate people, see you grinding like us right now, right? All the work we're putting in behind the scene, and then a few years from now, the scene all shine. They're like, man, he got lucky. How's that luck when it was so many days and nights? We was like, working hard, stressed out, but we solve a lot of problems. We figure it out. Even like the whole YouTube thing, we never done this before. But that's the problem we're solving as we're going day by day. So then 2, 3, 5 years from now, when the Spot Network is like the top show, then you're talking about we got lucky. Yeah, there's some, because I believe everything in life, there's some component of luck, but at the end of the day, it wasn't just luck alone. It was because we solved problem, things that we shared make other people's life better. We changed other people's perspective. I wasn't thinking about things that way. The way Ramon said that, now I can look at things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
That problem overall. Yeah. So how would you expect our life to elevate and be better when we're doing things over time that's going to make people's life better?
Yeah. And that's the reason why problem solvers get so far, is because to the point where what we were talking about earlier, right, is you have the grand vision, the grand perspective in mind. Is just like understanding, like, there's a problem, right, but the solution and ultimately the end result is so much bigger than this, right? Than this one problem, right? And so to the point of what we were actually talking about before we hopped on the live, is problem solvers take on more problems, right? And so naturally, as you're elevating, you're taking, for instance, just like you said, DG, we took on hopping on YouTube. We transitioned from IG to YouTube, right? Not necessarily that's a problem, but like this is a whole new entire responsibility, a whole new thing that we have to figure out, right? A lot of people get caught up in comfort or complacency and just like, I don't feel like doing that, to the point of what Ramon was talking about earlier. Oh, that's like, I don't get paid enough for that. That's above my pay grade, right? Right. But problem solvers is naturally like, you just get it, right? Is I'm just going to keep finding problems to solve because I know that ultimately it's going to get me closer to where I want to be, right? The end result, right? And when you're focused on that big picture perspective, you just understand that, like I said, all these problems, they're so insignificant in the grand scheme of things. So like, yeah, like more money, more problems, whatever the case may be, like the more problems that you're bringing on, of course, there's going to be more solutions for you to figure out. But naturally, when you're someone who is focused on progression and focused on growth, is like, you recognize that like growth comes from problems, right? Like it comes from finding solutions, right? Like, you don't do just easy shit and expect to just continuously grow all the time, right? It's doing shit like, for instance, like getting into the gym. For a person who's never lifted a weight before in their life, going into the gym, it could be one of the most like intimidating things ever, because it's just like, man, I've never done this before, and that's a problem, right? Like I recognize, like I've never done this before. 6 months later, if they do that every day or like 5 days a week for like the next 6 months, it's not a problem anymore. At this point, it's just like, it's a part of my routine, right? I figured out like it was a problem at first, but I solved it, right? And that's just naturally like when you're navigating new situations or just trying to push your boundaries and grow and make progress, there's going to be new problems to solve along the way. And to the point of what we were talking about before this, is like, are they really problems or are they responsibilities, right? And I think those two things do go hand in hand, but at the end of the day, you have to keep solving problems if you want to keep elevating and growing.
Absolutely.
1000%, bro. One thing I was going to touch on what you said there too, as far as problems, the way I think about it is, everyone wants to be a boss, and all a boss really is a problem solver. That's
it.
All it is like he solves a problem, and then another problem comes, he solves it, and another problem comes and he solves it. I always remember the episode we had your guy Tyler on DG, and he was talking about like the key to like a great life, a great quality life, was to do hard things with quality people, man.
Yep.
And that's just solving problems with quality people, man. And I honestly think that the bigger problems that you solve in life and the more people you help doing it, I just think naturally the better your life will be. Like it's hard to think about like if you solve a big problem for a lot of people, I just think your life would just naturally, like, if I think about the biggest problem solvers in the world, I guarantee you the way that they're living is probably great.
Right.
It's probably great. You know what I mean? Like, they have big problems to take on. It's probably stressful. And a lot of people ain't ready for that stress. That's cool. That is cool to not be ready for that stress. But you can't always be mad at the people that are problem solving like they shouldn't have the things that they have when they solve problems for way more people than you. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. It's nothing to even debate on that. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like they almost, sometimes people act like the people that do solve problems should just solve it and then whatever comes from it, divvy up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not always should be the case.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'll even argue, even if we extrapolate all the financial gains, just overall inside of you from a human perspective, you feel good about yourself when you help a lot of people, bro. Even if you're not getting paid for that. Let's extrapolate, remove all the financial gains, like notoriety or whatever. Even within yourself, you feel good when you help somebody. Like when I go to the store, I see an older lady. If I help her pour her groceries, I don't get paid for that, but I feel good. Like I feel strong. Like I'm young. I'm healthy. I'm able to do that and help this older woman. You know, I feel good. I'm having a good day just by doing that. It makes me feel great. So even if we remove financial gains, you still feel good by solving other people's problems. Just by helping other people, you feel good on the inside. You know, like I know when I do something with someone, I tried this, bro. This worked for me. I feel good knowing that it worked for someone else. Even if they don't tell me the fact that even if I help them, I feel good inside. You know, just that feeling with itself is good. You know, so if we like, even if you're not getting paid, man, you feel good when you change other people's life.
Yep.
You feel good because that person is always gonna remember you, man. That person is gonna remember you. I remember in Liberia, man, when I was a kid, this guy, like my mom helped him, whatever. It's a long time ago. And every time that dude sees me around, he always give me a hug. He like, your mom helped me. Like every time he showed me so much love. Like I remember I was a kid, whenever I see, he was an older guy, probably like I was like maybe 7, he was like maybe like 25, 26, like our age or maybe older. But every time he sees me, like the little kid, he always give me a hug. Like a big guy give me a hug, telling me about how my mom helped him, how my mom saved his life. You know, the fact that my mom never got paid from doing that. Yeah. But the fact to this day, and I was like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just being her son, and the fact that every time he saw me, like he was so happy and gave me a hug that my mom did that for him. That just shows, man, no good deed gonna pay, man. Like people don't remember the things that you do for them. Even if you're not getting paid for that right now, bro, but people are always gonna remember that. The life that you touched, the people that you changed, the problems that you solved, people are always gonna remember that. Even though they might not give you the credit right away, but in due time, like you're gonna feel good about it. So always go out there, man, solve a problem, help people as you can. You know, with a caveat, right? You can just go out there and using all your resources and all your energy, you want to solve everyone else's problem. You gotta take care of your problem too. Yeah. But if you're in that position to help other people and solve a problem, go ahead and do it because you're gonna feel good about it.
And even if people don't see it,
correct.
You believe in God. God always sees it.
Exactly.
Even if people don't acknowledge it, I guarantee you that, you know what I mean, he watching. Right. You know what I'm saying? He watching, man. So big facts, brothers.
Yeah.
I know we're getting close to that time.
Mm-hmm. This was a fire episode too, man. Because you know, of just switching people's mindsets, man, to become a problem solver is so important, man. Everybody wants a problem solver on their team. I guarantee.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the big reason why I want to be like my biggest goal in life is to be a philanthropist, man. It's just like helping people, like solving problems, especially at that magnitude, man.
Right.
We talk about it all the time. is Nip said it. You know, Ramon references it all the time. Is the true success of a man isn't measured by what he does for himself, is what he does for others. You know, right? And so we talk about that all the time. That feeling that you get, that sentiment when you help someone, and it's just like, damn, like you just feel good, man. It's an indescribable feeling. And just to be able to do that in the masses, that's always been just something that I've always wanted to do, man. And so shout out to all the problem solvers out there, man, who are really like out there trying to figure it out one day at a time, man, because we are, you know, right? And greatness isn't built overnight, you know, right? And so just keep solving them problems, man. Keep chipping away, because you will be successful. We all gonna be there. It's gonna be crazy to see when it does manifest too, because you know, to take a step back and just reflect on things. We do it all the time. Like I'm sure y'all probably do. I find myself reflecting all the time, and just like how far we've come already. But I can only imagine, you know, when we on DG's yacht sipping some champagne. Sipping, guys, I referenced DG's yacht because he's the only one who's gonna have a yacht out of all of us.
Amen.
He's the only one who's gonna have a yacht, but we're gonna be on DG's yacht sipping some champagne,
right,
and just reflecting on, you know, everything that got us to this particular moment, or to that particular moment. And you know, just it's gonna be like an amazing feeling. There was actually something that I came across on social media, is like the reason why you're so obsessed with the thing is because you know it's already yours, right? You know, your future self has it already, you know. So that's the reason why you're so obsessed with it, is because it's just something that is going to manifest, because you already know that it is yours, right? You know, like you already know you possess it. Your future self possesses that. That's why you're so obsessed with it.
I love it. I love it.
And that was something that really stuck out with me this particular week. I actually shared it with, I think I shared it with y'all. Like I'm pretty sure I shared it with y'all. Like it was a video that I like, but man, I was just like, man, that's just so powerful. Right. Like when you think about it from that perspective, right? And of course, like I said, I mean, you can think about all your problems and all the problems that are gonna are going to manifest in between now and then, right? But like the whole idea is continuing to overcome those problems. Like I said, that one particular problem, or these problems,
right,
are not going to be what defines you. It's your success and what happens on the other side of it. The end result is what defines you, right? You know, and so I think that's what problem solvers also recognize, is just like, you know what, I am bigger than my problems. I'm always going to like overcome, because I know that I'm capable, you know, right? And when you know that you're capable, and when you know that you just have this innate yearning for whatever it is that compels you and drives you in life, you're going to keep solving those problems. Because I'm like, yeah, like they're problems for other people. Like, you know, it's like Ramon was saying earlier, is like, some people may not want the task of like handling like a boss's duties, right? Some people just are not built to have a boss's life, and that's okay, right? There's nothing wrong with that, right? But like, you also have to recognize that that boss is a boss because of the things that they're doing, the problems that they're overcoming, that problems that they're solving, right? You know, so we just recognize, yeah, are we tasking ourselves with those problems? But at the same time, those problems don't define us. Like our solutions and the outcome will.
Right, and that's a good point. See, I really love that, and it just made me think about just being a homeowner comes with a lot of problems. You know,
for sure,
a lot of problems. For sure, comes with a lot of problems.
Decide which problem that you want. You know, and I'm okay with being a homeowner and accepting the problem that comes with it. You know, like once you elevate, you got to be okay with some of the things that comes with it. If the spot network blows up now, we are okay with people coming on here or online saying shit about us. We're okay with that, because that's
you gotta be
problems when you blow up.
It's part of it, right?
These three brothers ain't shit. They don't know what they talk about. Exactly. Like they just be on here talking about some bullshit. That's what people are gonna say, right? You know, like, and it's just like, all right, cool, like, bet.
And that's the problem that comes with success. And some people, I feel like sometimes people are not able to like handle that problem, right? They're like, oh sure, I wasn't planning for this, you know, and then now they're in the position like, oh man, everyone's saying this about me, talking about me, I can't do this no more. But I think for us, man, we are built for this. We've been working for a while to get to to this level, man. So whatever problems that comes along, we are embracing that problem because we know that over time they're just going to make us stronger and better. We're just going to learn from that and just get better and evolve.
That's a fact.
We're ready.
We ready. That I promise, man. We will continue to solve problems over here for sure, man.
Absolutely.
Like I'm gonna just double down on that, man. Everybody in the world wants a problem solver on their team. So if there's anybody in the world that you want to work with, if you can identify what their problems are and just go out and solve them, you have a high possibility to work with them.
Correct.
You have a high possibility to do it. You know what I mean? So whether that's at a company or it's just anything that you're in, man, just be a problem solver, man.
Right.
And don't be a problem creator, bro. That just ain't the thing. That don't be the thing. And I want to throw this in here, but before we wrap too. Just because you point out the problems doesn't make you a problem creator. Right. But it doesn't make you a problem solver either.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like it is okay to sometimes point out the problems if it's already a problem. You didn't create it and you can point it out.
Right.
But just be someone that tries to solve it too. Don't end there. That's the problem. Well, let's fix it. Nah, y'all figure that out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. Yeah.
Don't do that. Nah, don't do that, bro. Take the next step.
Right.
Try to solve it.
It's the saying, right? If you're not a part of the problem, or if you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem, right? So of course anyone can sit there and point out a problem. Like anyone can finger point, be like, yep, that's it. That's the problem, right? But the people who actually take the time to figure it out, and it's just like, all right, well, what's the solution?
Right.
You got me. I don't know, but that's the problem, though. That I do know that. Right? If you're not a part of the solution, man, you're a part of the problem. And I know that can sound a little harsh sometimes, but it's just like, take some time to like reflect and look in the mirror. Like, am I a part of the problem or am I a part of the solution?
Right.
And I can assure you, I can't speak for everyone, but I am going to speak for all three of us. Actually, we are all part of the solution. I can assure you that we're all trying to figure it out and be better at the end of the day, not just for ourselves, but for other people, the people around us, and ultimately just leaving the world a better place, leaving an impact, right? So just think about that, man. To take some time, look in the mirror, and really do some reflecting. Like, am I a part of the problem or am I a part of the solution? And just be honest with yourself.
Right. And Ramon, you mentioned one thing, bro, and that just got me thinking about, because I see in our business a lot, right? There's always people who always point out the problem, but none of them actually solve the problem. And at the end of the day, it's crazy. They're like, "Oh, this is the problem." I'm like, "Well, what are you doing? Like, why are you just telling me? And why can't you take initiative and work on that? Why are you telling me? You can do that. You can figure it out." And that's kind of like what I was talking about earlier. When it comes to like people who like get promotion, people who elevate and grow, those are the problem solver, bro. When you see people just always point out the problems and then never come up with ways to solve the problem, in your mind is like, man, like it's hard working with you, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's hard. You don't come up with any solution. You just point out all the problems and you just allow me to figure it out. So I just want to add that out there, man. It's just people always just point out the problem. But I was saying, if you want to like grow, if you want people to like trust you, you got to be the one to point it out, or just try to like solve that, or try to. And people are going to admire you, and people are going to love working with you if you can like try to solve a problem. And going back to my work analogy, like I said, I'm not like some of my other managers, but like the fact that I tried to solve the problem, it just makes me like, they just respect me. The fact that, okay, he might not know everything about this, but he's trying to help solve the problem. He give me ideas, even though I might not agree with whatever he's saying, but the fact that we're going to like think about it and come up with a way to solve this problem, I want this person on my team. It's kind of like in our friends group, bro. We have friends that are problem solvers. Like they all specialize in different things, different areas. And you can call that person, if I need resource ideas in regards to this, they know that. And it's easier to work with that person. And it's easier for that person to work with you and vice versa, man. So it's important to not just be pointing fingers all the time, but be that person to come up with a solution, or just try to figure it out to work together. That's my closing remark.
Come on,
well, that leads me to the would you rather. I'm finna put y'all on the spot, man. Y'all know this is the Spot Network. And what do, man? We put y'all on the spot. At the end of every episode, we always ask a question to really spark, hopefully, some type of debate. And this is typically like a this or that type of question. So today's question is, would you rather live a life that is free of problems but has no growth, or a life where you're able to have the mindset to overcome any problem, but it never ends? The problems will always be the present. So I'm gonna ask that question again. Would you rather live a life that is free of problems but no growth, or a life where you're able to overcome any problem that comes your way, but the problems will never cease?
Man, I'll pick the latter, man. Because
Easy.
the life without growth would be, yeah. It's like, what's the point of life? Because you're not growing. Like, everything is just so easy. How are you going to evolve to be a better person when your friends around you? Imagine you just say everything and we just all agree every time you say stuff. Like, you said the most outlandish and crazy shit ever. We're like, yeah, see? Like, how you going to grow? So I'll pick the latter, man. I'd rather go through a problem every day that I can overcome daily and grow than just live a mundane life without any chaos and problem. Nah.
Yeah, I think it's almost too easy, man.
Yeah.
It's almost too easy. I got
that's for us, yeah.
For us, I think. But you know, and I think because when I think about that, I think about that's pretty much the life we're chasing now. We understand that the life that we're chasing is going to be just never ending. It's going to be another problem. You know what I mean? It's going to have more problems. You know, moving up to this level and moving up to that level and doing different things, it's going to be more problems. And I think we just up for the challenge. There's no way I could find purpose in no growth.
Right.
Problems is part of life. And I think that once you accept that and you realize solving them is where you find purpose, everything changes, bro.
Absolutely. Love that answer.
Yep. That's it, man. So shout out to all my problem solvers, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate these conversations each and every day, man. This is Manifest Mondays. We're going to be here manifesting every Monday. We've done it for 99 weeks, y'all. Yeah. 99 weeks. Wow. Next week is our century mark, right? You know, like we will hit 100 weeks straight next week. So that's going to be a very special episode, man. This is really just going to be the opportunity for us to just really reflect and share a lot that we've learned over this last 100 weeks or so. But that being said, y'all have any closing remarks before we wrap this thing up?
Man, I just want to say shout out to everyone who's been supporting the Spot Network from day one. Now we're on YouTube. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, drop your comments, and drop your feedback in the comment section. Whatever it is, man. Let's share ideas. Let's grow and manifest together.
Big facts, man. And I got to double down on that, man. Everybody who's been a part of this journey all the way up for 100 episodes, if you popped in even for 12 seconds on any other episode, shout out to you, man. It's been a dope journey just to have these type of conversations, to grow in real time. That's one of the coolest things, bro. If you can go back to episode 1 of Manifest Monday, a lot of things in our life that has happened since then is talked about in that. The journey's documented, man. So like if you ever like have questions about some of the things that we're doing now, they were talked about and executed. We've been solving problems to get to that point, man. So it's been a super dope journey. Shout out to everybody for being a part of it, and keep being a problem solver, baby.
That's it. That's it, man. I don't have much else to say beyond that, man. Just keep solving those problems. Keep leaning into keep skewing positive, man. I'm gonna say keep skewing positive. It's too easy to skew negative in this world, and so just find the people that skew positive and that bring out the best in you. And it's gonna, like I said, do just like we said earlier, do hard shit with quality people, man. It's just gonna make life so much easier. It's not even just easier, it's gonna make life so much more worthwhile, so much more fulfilling. And that is where I find myself oftentimes when we have these conversations, man. And so I'm so appreciative over this last 99 weeks and, going into 100 weeks. It's a crazy thing to think about, is to the point of everything being documented. A lot has transpired over the last 99 weeks. And so there's going to be a lot more that transpires over the next 99 weeks, and we're gonna keep bringing it to y'all, man. Every week. Again, I'm DJ Zenas. That's Ramon. That's DG Diamond. We are the Spot Network. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Go crazy on that like button. Go crazy on those shares. Go crazy on it all. Just go crazy for us because we need it. We love having these conversations, and we encourage more people to just be a part of the conversation in the community, man. So we'll be back next week. Again, we're the Spot Network. Keep manifesting. Have a blessed week, and we'll see y'all next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.